Hey Gemini, I'm doing a reading for you for the full moon in Virgo, right? So, sorry, this camera looks crazy. It'll work. I feel like you're right there on my forehead. Why does my forehead look so big? Okay, hey Gemini. Hey Gemini. I'm doing a reading for you for the full moon in Virgo, right? At this time, Gemini, I feel like you are being so cleansed. I feel like there was like a heavy, heavy dark cloud sitting on top of you. And I feel like all of that has been released for you from you at this time, right? Like I feel like you could have been dealing, I'm seeing like the devil card here. I feel like you had been dealing in like very heavy, like toxic negative energy. Could have been addiction here. A lot of like negative relationships with people that were like not really true. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gemini. At this time, that's all being let go from you. That's all being released here for you, right? I feel like it's for your highest good. I feel like you're feeling very free. I feel like you have a lot of joy in your heart. Like I feel like as you're like walking into like you're almost like skipping by here. Like I feel like like you're just excited. Like your heart feels very light. You feel very fulfilled, very full of love at this time. Very joyful, right? A lot of happiness going on for you, right? All right, Gemini, let's get into your cards. Let's get into your card. Yeah, I feel like you just feel free. I feel like you feel very excited, very full of love. Yeah, yeah. I feel like if you had lost anything, I feel like that's definitely being returned to you at this time, right? Yeah. I'm seeing like somebody's dog. If somebody lost their dog here, your dog will be coming back. First out, we have a Hermit card. Yes, this is the full moon in Virgo, right? Once again, I feel like you're finding this happiness and joy and peace within yourself here, right? I feel like this is something that you've definitely been guided to do, right? I feel like any of like the negative, like traumatic things that had been released from you here, right? I feel like they were starting to feel like very heavy for you. And I feel like that was almost pushing you into a space where you were needing to take time out alone, right? I feel like there could have been a space here where if you were like overly involved with people or different energies, right? I feel like you could have been snapping at them, kind of like a snapping turtle here, right? The more you had been involved with other people and situations that really were not for you, I feel like you were just like lashing out at people, right? And yeah, and I feel like it was because you were not going inside and dealing with your own inner issues. Yeah, your own inner issues here, right? Don't forget to do your taxes. I just got a text message. All right, guys. Yeah, this happiness and joy that you're finding within your sorry. I went to go do my taxes. Yeah, the happiness and joy that you're finding within yourself is just because I feel like you've been releasing all this negative, burdensome energy, right? You've really been separating yourself. The happiness, and I feel like that's the thing. Like with this happiness and joy that you're finding within yourself at this time, you're finding it within yourself, so nobody can come in and take that away from you, right? Like that's one of the wonderful tricks that you're learning here for yourself. And then we have Eight of Swords. Yeah, yeah. Um, I feel like because you were not dealing with your own issues, because you were not going with that inside within yourself and like really like figuring out what it was you were doing here, I feel like you could have been like halted. I feel like you could have been like stuck in one spot, not really able to move forward, not really able to move backward, really just kind of like dealing with your own thoughts here, right? Once again, you've been pushed into a corner to deal with yourself, your own issues, right? If you don't do what the universe will, right? And Gemini, it's time. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff you have been like carrying with you have been like not very positive, right? Like I feel like there was like a lot of negative energy, a lot of like negative vibes, negative thoughts here, right? I feel like you've almost been like accumulating things like that people have been saying negatively towards you, right? And I feel like that could have made you like very insecure, not really certain within yourself, not really sure as to where it was you were supposed to be going here as well, right? Yeah, it's time for you to work through these issues. It's time for you to like go within and really figure out like why it is you've been collecting these things as well, right? Like why are you putting so much value and energy into like what other people are saying negatively about you? Or do you feel those things about yourself? Why do you feel those ways about yourself? Why did you take somebody else's opinion and add it to your own as well, right? And Gemini, that's the beautiful thing about you. You see how you feel about a situation, and you see the other side as well, right? You view the situation at all angles here, and so you also have to keep in mind not to hold other people's opinions as high as your own, right? Really take into consideration how you think and feel about yourself. And don't necessarily collect what other people have to say or feel about you as well, right? It's not the truth, it's just an opinion. I feel like you're becoming a lot more self-protective over your thoughts, over yourself, over your body, as to how you've been moving out here as well. I don't feel like you're finding outside validation from other people. All of these cards are very black and white, right? I don't feel like you're finding outside validation within others anymore. I feel like you're really getting down to the basics, down to the bones here as well. Very Saturnian. This is Pisces season, but I feel like you still are like, I feel like you could have like heavy Saturn placements here as well. I feel like you're working very much in a space where you're really kind of figuring out who you are, your opinions about yourself, the love for yourself here as well, right? And you're becoming very protective of your own thoughts here as well. Once again, going back to that, not seeking validation from others, right? Yeah. It's almost like other people are going to go out and be people, so why don't you go out and be a people? You know, like why are you holding yourself to like, is it okay if I do this if other people are doing it here, right? You should be able to live freely and move freely here without feeling judgment from yourself. Most importantly, I feel like you get judgment from the outside world so much of the time. It's okay to move out here freely and just be one with yourself and not judge yourself, right? Yeah. You're a lot more open and willing to like come out and just shine your light to others, right? Like I feel like you're not dimming yourself any longer, right? If it's something that you feel so free to like to do and to move and to say, you're gonna do that with like without hesitation any longer here, right? Like you're not gonna allow other people to necessarily sway you in the direction that you didn't originally feel in the first place, right? And then we have Knight of Cups, yeah. I feel like you could have had a lot of like romantic partners that were doing this. Like I feel like you could have like been like shaping yourself in order to like fit what it was like these romantic partners were like wanting from you here, right? Gemini, you do have the ability to keep in mind this is a full moon in Virgo. It's very mercurial. You have the ability to really shape and shift yourself into like the person that you're wanting to perform as, right? Gemini. And I feel like you could have been doing this involving like romantic relationships here, right? And so I feel like you were just shaping and shifting yourself into like being like their perfect person, like what it is that they want here, right? But I don't feel like you were showing up like truly vulnerable or as like the person that was necessarily genuine or yourself here, right? Like how can you be trying to find your soulmate if you're not even showing up as yourself? You're just portraying yourself as their soulmate, right? So how can you find a genuine true connection? I feel like that's something that you're really realizing here as well, right? I feel like if there's a person here and they're not like necessarily loving like your actions or movements or anything like that, like they're not the person for you, and you don't have to make them fit. Like there's gonna be another fish that swims up very quickly. You know, like if you lose a fish, I'm seeing like a fishing analogy here, right? Where it's like somebody lets you off the hook, right? You let somebody else off the hook, right? There's going to be another fish that swims up bit like real quickly here, right? Like you don't have to worry, you don't have to fret. There's going to be enough to eat. And then we have the Hierophant card. Yeah, like you're trying to find genuine loving connections here as well, right? Somebody that you can actually build and grow with, right? And if you're not showing up genuine, if you're just like putting yourself on as a facade for like what this other person wants, then you're not going to get to like the ultimate level of happiness and joy, right? You're not going to reach that ultimate level of bliss, right? If you can't even show up genuine, like how are you going to be genuinely happy? And I feel like that's something that you're really realizing here, right? I feel like you're really letting things go that are not you. I feel like you're tired of like shaping and shifting yourself into like being like the person that other people want you to be here as well. And that's not fair to you. There's no other person out here but you, right? Yeah, so I feel like you're getting an upgrade. Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot. I'm seeing like the strength card here. I feel like there's a lot of courage, a lot of bravery coming in for you just to present yourself in a much more vulnerable way, right? Yeah. Once again, that validation and acceptance. I feel like there's like some spaces here where you want to like cover up. You know, you don't want to necessarily like show like a person like who you really are or what you really are. Somebody might be out here catfishing, right? I feel like that's almost what you're doing. I don't feel like it's necessarily physically catfishing. I feel like it's more on the lens of like emotional catfishing, right? Like you're presenting yourself as one way, like in order to seek validation and acceptance, right? But I don't think that that's really the true you, and I feel like every once in a while, like this like facade slips, and like somebody actually sees like the real person, and like sometimes I don't feel like they necessarily love it. And I feel like that's why you almost like build these walls, or like the facades 10 times stronger here, right, for the next person, because like that person didn't accept who you genuinely were. But that's the thing, they weren't really your genuine person. So it's time for you to start showing up as who you really are, right? And being okay if somebody like rejects you, right? Like you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You can be the juiciest peach in the world, there's still going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches, right? So you have to be open and honest with yourself and just be who you are, right? And quit trying to like hide the most beautiful qualities of yourself here, right? If one person doesn't like it, there's going to be like another person out here who does. Another fish will swim up, another fish always does. And then we have Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. This promotion that's coming in, I feel like, once again, I feel like this is self-improvement, self-growth here, really standing strong in who you are. I feel like you could be working with your rooting system a lot more as well, right? You could be working with the root chakra. I feel like you could be listening to a lot of different frequencies that help kind of like bring out those vibrations for you as well. Working with the color red, purple, brown, and black a lot as well, right? Once again, I feel like you're getting rooted, and I feel like you're learning really to stand strong in who you are, right? Especially with the Seven of Pentacles. Especially with the Seven of Pentacles. This is a self-improvement. This is self-growth here. This is really learning that you can sway in both of those directions here while still knowing who you are as well, right? What is this Hermit card? Yeah, I've not seen a lot of like romance or like money or anything. I'm saying it's mostly like self-improvement. Sorry, I'm on fire. I'm saying it's mostly like self-growth, self-improvement, like really like coming into like who you are here as well, right? Letting go a lot of baggage, right? Being free and open with yourself, like really genuinely loving yourself, and not being afraid to show that to other people, because like if you have more acceptance with yourself, other people are going to have more acceptance with you. If you have more acceptance in your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions here as well, like that's gonna help other people see like where it is you're coming from as well, right? People I feel like the reason why a lot of the time like you have been like rejected in the past here as well, right, was because I don't think that people necessarily had worked around your type of person, your type of energy, your type of personality here as well, right? And people almost fear what they don't know, right? And so I feel like it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction for some people just to say like no, or like don't do that, you know, like it's just like an energy that they're just not used to, right? And once again, that doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, right? You just shape up you just wait for it to be somebody that is really you, right? Like you shouldn't have to hide like certain aspects within yourself here as well, right? What is this Hermit card? We have Mother of Pentacles. Yeah, once again, I feel like you're taking a lot of time out once again to focus on yourself, really work with yourself. I feel like you could be like viewing yourself as like in like a little mirror, as like, you know, like if you have children here, right, or animals, I feel like you're almost like viewing them as like a mirror here, and I feel like that's really helping you see yourself as well. I feel like you've become a lot more protective over your children and animals at this time, especially with this Virgo full moon, right? I feel like there's a lot of mothering energy, a lot of nurturing, a lot of love here as well, a lot of support. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. The more you're going into this energy here, the better it's going to be for yourself, right? The more you're taking care of you. Really, once again, I feel like you're not only nurturing and taking care of like animals and small children here as well. I feel like you're almost like treating yourself as a small child. I feel like you could be working with like the inner child as well a lot. Really mothering and taking care of yourself here, right? Nobody else can put you on the top of this Wheel of Fortune. Keep that in mind. It's only you. The more you're taking time out for yourself, nurturing yourself, taking care and loving on you, the better it's going to be here, right? Oh, yeah. It's time for you to take care of you. Gemini, I feel like you have this personality that everybody wants to be around you here, right? Everybody wants to come up and attach to you, come up and spend time with you here. Once again, because I feel like you're very loving. I feel like you're very nurturing. I feel like you have a lot of really great things, a lot of positivity going on for yourself here, right? I feel like you're almost like an inspiration to other people as well, right? And I feel like people are doing absolutely anything and everything to like almost like just get a piece of that for themselves here, right? Once again, you have the type of energy that I don't think other people are used to like being around, right? So when somebody finds, there's going to be people that are almost like push away from you, and then there's going to be people who like they've got to like have you closer, they've got to, you know, right here right now all the time, right? And keep in mind, taking care of yourself is in understanding your own energy, right, is going to be the way for your success, right? Nobody else can come out here and like act as you do, be as you do here as well, right? So stay within yourself, really love and care for you as well, right? The more you do that, the more you take care of yourself, the more you're loving on yourself, allowing yourself self space and freedom here to accumulate wealth as well, accumulate bright ideas, right? The better it's going to be for you. I feel like you're there's a lot of hugging, a lot of like sweet, nurturing, caring energy that's really pulling across for you at this time, Gemini. I don't feel like you're really having to like share too much, too many thoughts, too many conversations as well. I feel like at this time, the fact that you're just showing up means a lot for a lot of people, right? Stay in that energy, just be present here, right? And then we have Nine of Wands, and then we have Nine of Wands. Protect your wealth, protect the things that you're accumulating. You don't have to spread that out, you don't have to share that to the rest of the world. Once again, I feel like you're taking care of and really protecting children, small animals here, your wealth, your abundance, things that you've worked so hard for, right? Things that you can almost like, you know, pick up and gather here, right? Like whether that be, you know, your bars of gold, whatever, you know, whether it's your children here, right? Whatever you find value in as well, right? I feel like the more you're placing like love, energy, and value into that, I feel like the better these things are going to grow for you as well. Once again, you're doing a lot of protection work, a lot of protection work. Sorry, what is this? Eight of Swords. Temperance, yeah. I feel like you're just really heavily focused in on these things, on these energies here for yourself, right? I don't feel like you're like feeling like quick jolts to like go out and like do certain things here as well, right? I feel like you're really taking your time, really weighing out your options, right? Really considering where it is you're wanting to go before actually moving here as well, right? If you're feeling stuck, I feel like you're like allowing yourself like patience in that at that aspect, right? Like I don't feel like you're rushing yourself. I don't feel like you're like, I gotta go here, I gotta, no, like I gotta respond back to this. No, I feel like you're allowing yourself to just be one with the one and just like taking your time, allowing yourself like the time and the freedom and the space to just allow things to happen here for yourself as well, right? I don't feel like you're pushing too hard in one direction here either, right? Like I feel like if you have like a lot of wants and desires here, I don't feel like you're like pushing like, hey, it's gotta happen this way, it's gotta, you know. I feel like you're just allowing things to come to you a lot easier here, right? I feel like especially when you're feeling like really tangled up and you're not really sure as to like which direction to go, the best bet for you is to always just sit still, right? And there's going to be a road that will open for you, right? Don't push too hard in one direction. Allow things to unfold naturally, and you're going to see which direction it is you're supposed to be going, right? Yeah. And then we have Magician. I feel like you're literally out here creating your own ways. Yeah. If you're tangled in a mess and you're not really sure as to where to go, allow these things to kind of fall away. There will be a space made for you, right? I feel like that's how you're cultivating your magic. I feel like you're like, I feel like that's part of your training here at this time is like learning to have patience, right? Not having to push too hard in one direction or over the other as well. I feel like there could be a Sagittarius that's really coming in and like releasing some blockages here for you as well, right? And then we have Page of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there could be a Sagittarius that's coming in at this time that could be giving you just like one little bit of information here. And I feel like the road's really going to open up for you, right? Yeah, I feel like you're going to have a huge inspiration, a huge insight that's coming in for you as to how it is you're supposed to be moving out here as well, right? Especially with this Page of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I feel like out of nowhere, you're going to like have like somebody could have planted a seed a while back here, right? And I feel like this is just gonna like come back to you like out of nowhere here, right? Like I feel like these are like bits of information that you've had, right? And I feel like when the time is right, when the time is necessary, these seeds are gonna be like almost like whispered in your ear, like, hey, you know, you remember this fact? Do you remember to do this here, right? And it's gonna be useful for you in the next part of your journey here as well, right? Oh, sorry, Badosa. Fire. Yeah. What's coming in for you? I feel like this is going to be information that's just supposed to be for you to know, especially with the Seven of Swords or Seven of Wands here, right? This is going to be information of just to help you out, to get you to where it is you're supposed to be going here as well, right? And I feel like once you see a way out of this like chaotic mess here, right? Out of this frustration, I feel like there was almost a stuck space that you were in, right? Once you see your way out, I feel like there's not going to be any stopping you as well, right? And we have Four of Pentacles, yeah. There's not going to be any stopping you. I feel like you're packing up your stuff. I feel like you're really resisting like sharing this information with other people as well. Like once you hear a secret, you keep this to yourself, right? You don't have to share this with anybody. I feel like this is really making you pack your stuff up. Keep your energy to yourself. You're doing what you have to do. I feel like you're keeping your head down for this as well, right? Yeah, and then we have Judgment until it's time to move. I feel like you're almost like keeping yourself ready to go here as well. And when the time comes, you're just going to know what it is you're supposed to be doing, how it is you're supposed to be going as well, right? The more you're like almost like keeping these secrets to yourself, resisting sharing this information here as well, right? The better it's going to be for you. When the time comes, because you didn't run around and like instigate and plot stir or share too much information here as well, right? The better it's going to be for you. It's going to be a much smoother transition as well, right? Keep yourself focused. Keep yourself balanced out here as well, especially with these Two of Pentacles. And really mind your P's and Q's. Mind how it is you're moving out here in the world, right? It's that mindfulness. Pay attention as to which part of you is moving here as well, right? I feel like that's really going to help you. Stay focused on your body wisdom at this time, right? Once again, I feel like you're keeping your money situation very much to yourself here, right? Yeah. You're really focused in on what it is you can do to move forward. What is this Knight of Cups? What is this Knight of Cups? We have Five of Swords. Yeah, I feel like at this time, romance is kind of like driving you nuts here, right? Like, I feel like you could have several different love offers here, right? And I feel like these are almost like obsessive people. Like, I feel like you could have some stalkers here. Like, look. It's like, oh, like, I feel like there's like an overwhelmedness at how many like love offers you're having here, right? And like, I feel like there's a lot of different people, and I feel like they're almost like professing your love to you, and you're like getting embarrassed. It's like, oh my God, like stop, you know? Like, I feel like at this time, like romance for it, like there's too many options here, right? And I feel like that could be why you're like in a much more like self-protective mode here as well, right? Like, I feel like you have way too many people coming at you, right? And I feel like it's like the amount of love energy that's coming with this, it's like, I feel like this is almost like why you're needing like a free space, a free minute here as well, right? I feel like you're almost giving like I don't feel like you're taking like any new applications for like the romance department at this time. And then we have Hangman, yeah. I feel like you're almost trying to like see romance from a different angle here as well, right? Like, I feel like the fact that you have so many, like the fact that you're so overwhelmed, yes, right. I feel like too many. Yeah. I feel like you have the fact that you have so many different people like pushing you towards romance here as well, right? I feel like that's almost like pushing you away from looking at romance, looking away from what's really going on here, right? Especially with this Hangman card. I feel like they're almost like in order to get away from this energy, you're literally having to like do an about face, like channel your energy into a different way to like almost get this frustration out for you as well, right? Instead of focusing on romance, I feel like that's pushing you more into a direction as to how you can enjoy yourself, enjoy your energy here as well, right? I feel like if you had been dealing with romantic partners in the past, right? I feel like they could have like said something here, right? That really kind of shifted how you saw them here as well, right? Like I feel like they could have been like showing up like this, right? And I feel like the second they start talking, right, it's like, oh my God, like what did they say? Right. And so I feel like this is really like showing you a whole different side to this person. I feel like that's really making you second guess what it was that you had originally thought of, especially with this Hangman, right? Especially with this Hangman. I feel like you could be really seeing the situation for what it really is. I feel like Oy. And then we have the Fool. And then we have the Fool. This could be with an Aquarius here, right? I feel like you could have like I feel like there could be an Aquarius here who like looks really good. It could be a Pisces here as well. I feel like they could look really good. It's just when they start talking, it like totally detracts you. You can't go in that direction, right? And so I feel like as soon as you kind of have like some realizations of this like romantic partner here as well, right? I feel like that's really pushing you into a space where you're really wanting a new direction, a new partner here, right? I feel like you're almost like kind of like tired of dealing with like the same drama, like the same things over and over here, right? That really just are not for you, right? I feel like it's almost like the same energy coming in, like, and they're frustrating and like kind of pushy here as well, right? That's not really for you. I feel like it's time for you to go into a new space. I feel like it's really time for you to start channeling your energy that's more focused within yourself here, right? Once again, I feel like you're really pushing yourself into a direction that is like more spiritually focused here as well, right? Where you're spending a lot more time alone. I feel like I feel like you're almost like retracting your energy from these people who are like frustrating you here, right? And I feel like you're really putting your energy into like your own joy, your own happiness, your own peace here as well, right? Things you really enjoy. I feel like you're almost like laying the groundwork for what it is like you're going to be doing in the future here as well, right? Like I feel like at this time, I feel like you're really making changes with this the Fool and the Hierophant card here, right? I feel like you're really making changes that are going to be helping you later here as well, right? Yeah. I feel like you're just making healthier choices, healthier decisions here for yourself as well, right? I feel like you're really taking the time out to work on yourself, on how you're viewing your life, right? I feel like you're just making better choices. I feel like this perspective, this perspective, this perspective shift that you had here with this Hangman, the change in how you're viewing the world really helped you. I feel like that really helped bring in a promotion here for you. I feel like that really helped start pulling in things for your life that you're really wanting, right? I feel like you almost got like a new lease on life here as well. You could be signing a new lease. I feel like you really start committing to yourself here as well, right? And then have Two of Pentacles. The more you're making those commitments to yourself, the better it's going to be. Once again, I feel like you're really balancing out yourself. I feel like you're really pulling in your masculine, feminine energy here as well, right? The more you're taking that time out and pouring that energy into yourself here as well, I feel like your state of abundance is really going to grow. Not just your money. I feel like your money's going to grow here as well. But I feel like it's your state of abundance. I feel like it's really just your energetic state here, right? That's going to be expanding as well for you. And then we have Ace of Wands. Yes. You are really balancing yourself out. You're really getting yourself in order. You're really focusing in on what it is you're wanting to achieve, what it is you're wanting to bring in here for yourself as well. There's a lot of meditation, I feel like you could be moving your body a lot differently here as well, especially with this Two of Pentacles and this Ace of Wands, right? I feel like you're really taking your time. You're really committing to yourself. You're really changing how you're moving here as well. Really doing what it takes to make yourself a better person. I feel like you're really seeing the world a lot differently here as well, right? And then we have the Moon. Yep. I feel like these changes that are coming in for you, sorry, I'm not picking my nose, I promise. These changes that are really coming in for you, I feel like it's more than just what is on the outside here, right? Like I feel like you're changing more than just like appearances here as well. I feel like you're changing at like a molecular level. I feel like you're changing like truly who you are, your patternings here as well, right? And I feel like this is going to benefit you. I feel like you're really cleansing things out, really holding to what it is you're doing here, really trusting in your intuition here as well, right? Once again, the more rooted you are in the situation, especially with the Seven of Pentacles here, the more rooted in the situation, I feel like you're going to have a lot more energetic pulls here that are going to really be helping and healing you, right? I feel like you're almost pulling in like the impossible for yourself. Like I feel like you could have had like dreams and wishes here, like you could have wrote a list like 10 years ago, like how you wish your life would be, right? And the more you're like staying focused in on your growth, your opportunities, what you can do to be a better person and a better human out here as well, right? The more I feel like you're gonna have like like things that you only could dream of here, right? I feel like these things are really gonna start pulling in for you as well, right? And you're going to feel them. Like you're going to, like these are big changes that are coming in for you. And then we have, and then we have the strength. Yes, you, like I feel like these were things that you were having to go through in order to be a stronger person, in order to be a tougher person, in order to have thicker skin here as well, so that things can come in and not rile you up. So things can come in and like you know how to move and act without bringing like alarms here as well, right? I feel like this, once again, I feel like you've really been working with patience, with understanding, with compassion with yourself and with others here as well, right? And then the Two of Swords. I feel like you've been like trained as to like how to like move under pressure, right? How to keep your emotions almost like hidden from others as well. Very Capricornian, very Capricornian. Like I feel like there's like a whole world that like you're emotionally feeling here, right? But I feel like you're almost like learning how to like keep that hidden, not really allow like the whole world to to see what it is you're thinking and feeling here as well, right? All right, let's get one card out for how you guys can help heal this energy. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you for subscribing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the comments. That looks so cool. All right, let's get one card out. Spend time with friends. Yes, I feel like at this time, Gemini, I feel like you're really pulling all pieces and parts of yourself together, right? I feel like the people that you are surrounding yourself with, I feel like these are people that you can actually lean on for support, people you can actually show your true emotions with, right? I feel like at this time, if there's anybody that's like surface level, they've got to go, right? Like if these are not people that you can like talk about your true dreams, emotions, like, you know, like the messages that you receive here as well, right? I feel like you're almost kicking them to the curb. I feel like it's time for you to start focusing in on what you enjoy, the types of people that you enjoy, the types of people that you have like real connections with as well, right? Yeah, I feel like you could be grouping up with people that are really supposed to be there for you, right? That are really inspirational for you as well, right? I feel like there could be a group of people coming in that's almost like helping you see like what it is that you're really wanting to do here for yourself as well, right? All right, guys. I hope you'll have a wonderful day 3222, and I will see you next time. Bye.